exciting all in one. It's always exciting when Angela is in the house, Positive Arts Movement. So thank you guys for tuning in. We've had so much response, all the way from people saying that they're coming to people wanting to donate a ticket because they can't make it. And we accept all of that. This is about young people. Okay, so if you want to, if you can't make it, you want to sponsor a young person, let me know. We actually have a local school that has students that want to make it, and we will donate that ticket to them. We also, Angela has done something beautiful for anyone who's listening right now. She's given us 2 tickets to Rimshot the remix. Okay, so we're gonna come up with something. Don't know what yet, but it's probably gonna be connected with my social media, where you can actually get 2 tickets. And if one of them is for a young person, hey, that'd be even better. If one of them is for someone who wants to support the movement, hey, that'd be even better. So find me on Facebook, MLUVWALL, and look out for me also on Instagram, MLUVWALL, or Live Life in the Purple. And you never know which one I'm going to turn up on. With 2 tickets for Rimshot, the remix. In studio right now is the Clinician.
What's up, what's up?
You know what I'm saying? He's our resident artist of the day. He came on specifically for Industry Speaks, which is our leading edge, cutting segment featuring Mr. Sean Bailey of Xylem Music Publishing. But for right now, the Clinician is, I was intrigued when I saw your bio. Hip poetry.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, poetry. I understand hip hop, but hip poetry. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. And also in the building with me is my man Alan Poe. I gotta give him some love.
What's up, Alan?
Hey, how you doing?
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so hip poetry. So basically what hip poetry is, think of it as like a hybrid fusion between rap and spoken word mixed together. You feel me? So it's not, because I understand a lot of people say rap, hip hop is poetry, but in this sense, you know, there's a more of a spoken word, poetic undertone to it that doesn't necessarily ride beats. It is the rhythm. The cadence is the rhythm within itself. So I started off as a spoken word artist and eventually evolved that, you know, over rhythm and rhyme with beat and instrumental, and it became hip poetry.
Wow.
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. You know what? That is in keeping, actually, I wanted to say as well, when I saw your bio and saw that description that I just mentioned, that is in keeping with what hip hop is. I don't know who creates all these definitions of, but basically an artist, period, is one who thinks outside of the box. They create these boxes to put us in for commercial purposes, but there is a whole movement of folks, and has always been a movement of folks outside the box going, I ain't getting in that box. This is me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm so glad you said that, because I think a lot of times people are afraid to go outside that box because they know that, okay, this is the formula to make it, or they feel they have to follow suit in order to get known. So I'm going to conform and do this just so I can get my name out, as opposed to staying true to themselves and living within their craft. So that's where, you know, with me, just being the type of person I am, I'm like, I'm not going to go, you're going to go right, I'm going to go far left to the galaxy.
Like, you know, I'm going to take this opportunity to drop a little knowledge on y'all old school.
Okay.
You know, my baby Prince, right?
Okay.
Something interesting I learned about him, and I use him as a premier example of, first of all, an independent artist, and then just an out-the-box thinking person. When he came with his sound, he had no bass. And they were like, man, that's not going to... If you listen to Prince's music, a lot of times, especially his early stuff, that was some new stuff. So yes, it can be done for those who are willing to plunge in.
Absolutely.
And you've done that.
Absolutely.
You've done that. So tell us a little bit about your development as an artist.
Okay, so yeah, so basically I moved here from North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. Panthers, you know, we about to take it over the Super Bowl. I'll let your boy. You know, and I moved here from North Carolina, from a small town, Lumberton. I moved here for a lot of different reasons. I moved here for graduate school. You know, I actually have a master's in community mental health counseling. So, you know, moving here, you know, I learned a lot of things. It was very humbling because initially, like, you know, graduating, college, you thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna get this job, I'm about to, I got this degree now, I'm about to make this happen. But it just didn't pop off like that, and it was a very humbling experience. I ended up working at Walmart, which actually I felt everything happens for a reason because it enhanced my music career. This is where I met my man at Allen Poe. We worked at Wally World for a little bit, while I was in the trenches of Clark Atlanta University Graduate School, going for my master's. So meeting this brother and, getting my sound and getting my vocals and understanding what I'm trying to do with my art, it was like a match made in heaven, because he has that nostalgic type of sound, which you guys will hear, shortly with one of my singles, but it was real dope. So from there, we evolved and, we started doing performances. We performed at Apache Cafe. Okay. I've done festivals at the Sweet Auburn Fest. Also Juneteenth. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Yes. We performed there last year along with one of my sisters right there recording Asia Soleil.
Hey, Soleil. How you doing? Beautiful people. Beautiful. Yeah. I did.
She's a phenomenal artist, so stay tuned for her. But on the real though, like everything happens for a reason. I've built a foundation with my family. I call Al Soleil in my family, because I didn't have anybody out here moving to Atlanta. And then, from there I dropped 3 projects. I actually have my newest project out, The Quest for Hip Poetry, which is on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, things of that nature. So the independent game is definitely heavy. I've been on magazines, Mandatory Business with JT the Bigger Figure. I was actually on the front cover of that. Black College Today, I've had a 2-page spread on that, so it's been reaching the HBCUs, things of that nature. So I've been really grinding heavy on the independent circuit, as well as building my brand and movement with a nonprofit that I own called Project Smarten Up, which we actually just did our 2nd event. Tavis Smiley hosted our first event back at the World Congress Center, a couple years ago, but we just did our 2nd one in November on police brutality. And I actually had a full panel discussion about that.
So you're a social activist as well.
Exactly, yes.
It's amazing how the synchronicity has been all the time on this show.
Yes.
Just among Team Purple and then among our guests, everybody just meeting of the minds. Right now, do you mind if I hear a bit from Mr. Cole?
Sure, please do.
He's the stronger siren type. He's sitting all laid back. So he's giving you a lot of build up. Yes. Okay. Yes. I like the fact you guys were working your grind, your hustle, but got your dreams and met up the way people do of like minds. Yeah. So what do you want us to know about you? You can write.
Well, first, get a shout out to Guy for making everything possible. Working with the Clinician Eli is like a new experience. I have Cliffhanger Productions, Cliffhanger Records, and I come across all type of different artists. And when I met him, he definitely created a lane for himself. It was something different, which posed to me a challenge. So in the midst of, let's say, the rappers and lyricists, here I have someone who's totally odd. So it kind of gave a jolt to my creative juices. Like, okay, how can I make this guy, in a way, stand out from everybody else and still, have the heads nodding and people coming to see him.
Who would you compare him to, like the first time you heard him? People always do that, and I'm always curious as to who.
There was no comparison.
Wow.
There was no comparison. I mean, I have years of records and vinyls and, CDs and hip hop and jazz. He was different, different in a way. I was ready for him. In a way, I was ready for him. I was at that point in time where I was kind of bored with the norm. Listening to the radio. I'm from New York. Shout out to New York, Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn. Yes, yes. Hollis, Queens.
But I can pick it up.
You pick it up all game.
I was waiting for it to come out, but I knew what it was.
New York.
I mean, you definitely.
New York, get that coffee.
Come on, you only want to play.
Yo, B, yo.
Telly, you know what I'm saying?
Now you see why I was quiet.
Don't be quiet. They just hate you. That's all.
Bagels at the deli myself.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard bodega, but I've been in Atlanta how long now? 9 years.
They got some good pizza though.
Doesn't he look like Red Run in them? Seriously.
Red Run?
Red Run.
Not Red.
She took me back.
Oh, but Run DMC Rev, not Big Rev now.
Get a time machine for that.
Maybe back in the day.
Back in the day.
Hey.
Oh, a young Red Run.
Yes.
22.
When they was just coming out.
Emphasize the youth.
You got to put the F on the youth.
Yo.
I try to stay. This is as long as I can stay serious. Seriousness.
Are you straight?
No. You guys are on a perfect day to be on. It was planned to be on.
Yes.
Because you're in our segment called Industry Speaks.
Okay.
Where we speak with the silent, and he's listening now, so he's probably smiling. Silent but powerful part of Team Purple.
Okay.
Mr. Sean Bailey, CEO of Zyla Publishing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We're going to get him on the line, but before we get him on the line, let's hear one of your tracks. Set it up for us. What we're going to listen to, Mars? Tell us.
We got the Mellow Master. I listen to this and I like the flow.
Mellow Master?
Appreciate it.
Okay.
It's really called the Mellow, but it's the Master.
Right.
Okay.
You got a little deep on them though. I don't think they was ready for that though.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Okay,
So we're gonna get into that right now.
All right. Get
All
Sean on the line. Y'all do what y'all do. We'll be right back.
Alright.
Appreciate you.
Oh yeah. 1,
Too much static, so let me adjust that. I just guarantee increases view awareness. Women agree to promote solicitation. Participation in the sensation doesn't excuse me from equation. A phrase is when I pause, a short pause like abbreviation. Pause of them all, and all the stars fall until we claw at each other. Chop suey like coleslaw, no remaining others. Because without stuff to the sound like good fellows. I do it all, I keep it cool, calm, and level. While I kick it acapella, to the cease like husband to a widow. To the form of a willow, I plant seeds to create meadows. Paint a picture, peace, love, and mellow.
It's not over. The poetry.
Never water.
We gotta know how we do this. It's not over.
Keep it chill with cool breeze. Lower temperatures with antifreeze. The freeze can form disease, torturing it with repetition or reprise. From the right and me phase my behemoths to go hard with intense resistance against conservative confliction. The plan to odds the world customized like Scion. A sign on to it, suffering which he lacks. I lament to the past, the last or endure at last. Suffer from sabotage, still feel safe when they dash. At the sight of my diecast, class sash. I wake up just to last and since they status. I time chief floating from the source of the stimulus. Once the power channel sour force the bellow. Similar to the chosen one, he is not the mellow. Syncopation church with wobbles, gravitation every drawn to the hollow. An energetic glow from flight of sparrows. Harnessed by the clinician, sync with the flow of mellow.
You gotta love it.
Okay. Man, I was about to go get my Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Go get my Chuck, get my Adidas CD. I mean, no, not CD, cassette player. You know? I mean, it was that old school flavor.
I'm still mad that you said Chucks. I don't know anywhere in any borough that they rocking Chucks.
Okay, I'm Adidas. I didn't do no. Well, people did tell me.
And that's at the park. That's on the block when we having a cookout right there. That ain't doing nothing but banging through the sound waves in the projects. You know what I mean?
I was a nerd. See,
now we understand why.
I was the one that got there first.
Whatever. Maybe we should have played you some Adidas.
You know, now you're talking. But that flavor,
Very nice. Very nice.
that flavor.
I appreciate
How did you
it.
get that? You know, because that went way back.
How did that come back? About the track? Okay, so with the track, so basically the track was even supposed. This track is actually on the album "The Quest for Hip Poetry," which can be found on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, all that good stuff. But that wasn't even supposed to be on the album. Like what ended up happening was, Al is a teacher, man. Like he was wanting to teach me how to produce. So I was sitting up in this lab one day, man. He had the MP sitting up, and he was just like breaking it down. He was like, man, you know, I'm gonna show you how to flip stuff. So he took this old jazz record that he picked up from the vault. He calls it the vault. He took it from the vault, and he plugged it into Cerebro. Cerebro's his computer that has all his music.
Oh Lord,
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
Cerebro.
That's your nigga's name. You know, it gets real. It gets real. So he plugged the record, you know, up to the Cerebro, and he spun it, and it was like this old. It was like some old timey. I don't even know what it was. It was like some old timey jazz record, and then he was just like, all right, I'm about to flip it. So he just slowed it down and sped up the drums and. You know, got that little piano key in there. And I was like, yo, this is dope. So then what that did for me was normally that's not even my style. Like I normally don't, in terms of like the tone of my voice, that's not even how I spit. I'm usually more aggressive. So I was like, you know what, this is like really upbeat. I was like, this puts me like in a good, like you said, at the bar, you know, having to cook out with your fam. I was like, this makes me feel mellow. Hence the name. So, you know, I wrote it, you know, I wrote to it, and I came back, you know, the next week. I was like, yo, man, I got it. So I spit it. I was like, yo, this is dope.
We needed the hook. We needed the hook. So
right, we needed the hook.
We needed the hook. So at the time, my wife, she was, you know, passing by. I said, come, say something to the mic. Say the mellow. So the scratches are actually her voice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
So then I'm like, you know, she was giggling. I don't do this. You know,
Being all girly.
yeah,
The
that's
mellow.
it. 3 seconds. Say it once or twice. I got you. You can go back to cooking. So we good.
Okay.
And you got, it was crazy because you got to see us do that live because like my man he really be scratching, like he really nice with the turntable.
That's what's up.
Like,
You know, I couldn't have thought of a better segue, because we've got someone on holding that was, you know, is in the business from that school that y'all brought it back to.
Appreciate
So
it.
I'm
Cool.
gonna get him on right now.
All right.
Sean, what's up?
Hey,
Hey, Sean.
am I on? Am I live?
Oh yeah.
On. When you on?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey,
All right. Bless.
We good. How you doing, Sean?
A special shout out to my radio family and love.
Yeah.
Miss Soul Floretti,
All right,
my man
now.
Mars Bishop.
What's going on, my brother?
Everybody in the house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you the missing member.
Last but not least, I can't forget who all made this possible, Trish Clark.
She's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
next room, missing
Oh, yeah.
link.
Yes.
Sean, tell us just a little bit. We're great. Tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we're gonna get you right, connect you right with the clinician.
Oh, okay, cool, that's good. Hey, my name is Sean Bailey of Xylem Music Publishing. I do licensing, music placement, and publishing administration. That's what my company is all about. Currently have clients such as Big Daddy Kane, Eddie LeVert Jr., and a host of other clients that are in the country and outside, overseas. That's about it. You can check out the site at Xylem Music Publishing at ZILAH musicpublishing.com.
All right, and he's here to demystify the dreaded P word, publishing. That mysterious black hole that nobody knows about, but everybody needs to know
Oh
about.
yeah, because they will get you.
Yeah, that P word.
For sure.
That P word.
That P word.
So I was listening to the brother speak earlier. He's doing an excellent job, I may say, with what you're doing with your independent work. You got everything covered, brother. It seems like it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there any, usually they have a question, is there any questions that they may have?
Yeah, actually, I guess that's what first off, thank you for taking the time to call. I appreciate it. I definitely, it's kind of funny you mentioned Big Daddy Kane, because I actually saw him perform in Philly last year with one of my friends was sharing the stage with him. So that's really dope. But okay, so I guess my question is, Sean, okay, so at this point, in my career, I feel like I'm building my brand. I have a lot of work. I have, music videos. I've been on magazines. I've been performing at the festivals. I've been networking. I've done several radio interviews. I have all these recorded on YouTube. I have my social media up. What more at this point can I do in terms of building that buzz, in terms of getting that, not necessarily even a major, but just a machine to back me to be able to expound on my distribution? That seems to be the main challenge I'm having right now, is just getting that buzz, or getting that one person, that one ear to listen that says, you know what, I want to back you. Because I have all the work. Like, I just need somebody to pretty much at this point say, okay, I want to take this and, promote this and get you some profit off of this so you can eat off of this. Because right now it's been a lot more investment than profit.
Right. We are in a time where, unfortunately, it doesn't come across where they're just looking at the talent. If it was about the talent, I think you probably would have been fine by now, if that's the direction that you wanted to go in. However, in this independent game, it's all about your numbers. So you would have to concentrate on getting that up, and either if it is a machine, as you say, with the major label, or an angel investor, or capital venture capitalist, they're going to look at how well you do with your numbers. What's the rate of return for them putting the money into you? Okay. So that's what you have to concentrate on. It's very good that you are in all the platforms that you mentioned, but now how do you utilize those platforms to, get the numbers across? How do you utilize the non-for-profit that you are affiliated with? How do you utilize the people that are reading the magazines that you're in? So I believe I was talking to Mars Bishop and his artist the other week, and we were talking about how you need to gather the people. Mm-hmm. Because it's all well and good that people hear you, people see you, but now what do you do with the people? And unfortunately, the music business is not the music business. It's not about the music anymore. It's really a byproduct to gather people.
Right.
And if you look at all your social media, it's all about how many followers do I have. A lot of people concentrate on the followers and say, hey, I got a lot of people following me, but don't do anything with people following them. Right. It's just like, okay, I got them, and now that's it.
Right.
So I think you need to concentrate first on getting what's called hard numbers.
Oh.
We're doing with the Kane. The best of them have to do this. It's the hard numbers. How many people are following you? And then with your product, how many of those people are responding to you with the product that you are providing? And then once you have those numbers, I don't think it'll be any issue at all getting sponsored or getting a deal or an investment, an investor.
Okay, so with the so when you're saying hard numbers, you mean basically like build up a following on social media, and also look at keeping track of the numbers that I'm making off of the album sales, things of that nature.
Right. I mean, this is more administrative than anything. I mean, it's good that you are artistically great, and you're pumping out singles and everything. But what you want is you want someone, like you said, to back you.
Exactly.
They're not going to back you just off of the merit of the song sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's plenty of people out there whose songs are great.
Mm-hmm.
For excellent singers, rappers, musicians, they're not moving any units.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line is, what are you selling? That's what I mean by hard numbers.
Okay.
Do you have any, what are your record sales? And
Right.
that's like the bottom of it. That's like the bottom of it. What are your record sales? What are your fan count, your ticket sales? That when you go to a show, how many people are actually buying tickets to see you?
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that need to be taken account of and then presented to whomever you want to do business with, because that's just the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm going to say this again, it's sad to me that that's the bottom line.
Wow.
I don't think that should be the bottom line. I think that the talent should speak for itself. Like I was saying back in the days, Hollis, Run DMC and all them, at that particular time, it was kind of about numbers, but it was more about how dope you were.
Mm-hmm.
And then when someone saw the talent in you, then they took that shot. Now it's about, well, what are you doing now? What are you selling now? And then let me try to partner with you on that. But if you're not selling anything, I don't care how dope you are, I'm not interested.
Okay, so Sean, I have a question. How do you compose that? How do you put that together to present it to an investor? When you want to present it, how do you compose it?
How do you promote what I think are the hard numbers?
Like putting it together to put it in a proposal, or when you get with the investor and you want. I'm sorry, say it again. An EPK? Yeah. Explain that, Mars. What exactly?
Press kit. It's like an electronic resume.
Okay.
That each artist should have, so that way they can present it to the person that is taking interest in it.
I see.
So that way you won't have to, kind of expound on it in such a way.
Right.
It's just like going to a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that and give it to them, it shows what they have done. And they also have another thing where you can keep track of the amount of sales that you have done. Mm-hmm. It's like a card that you can do. And every time you sell your CD, it keeps track of the numbers on that card.
Oh, I see.
So,
I see. Yeah. Okay. So now being now I'm speaking, Sean, I'm talking to the artist now because I'm just curious. I'm a poet too, y'all. So, but so have you been tracking that though? Like when you are in these venues, have you been keeping up with this stuff?
Well, in terms of the ticket sales, I haven't really gotten to a point where people are paying to actually see me. I've done more like festivals. So festivals typically they're free. Like Auburn, you don't have to pay for that. Juneteenth, you don't have to pay for that. A3C, certain parts you don't have to pay for that. So it really hasn't. I haven't gotten to that point basically where people are actually paying to go see me per se.
Gotcha.
In terms of album sales, I get a quarterly report from basically all the venues, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, tell me like how many units I moved, and that they deposited whatever, and then I get that via email, so I save those emails.
So Sean, is there a counterpart? Can the work that he's doing, basically, which is almost like sweat equity at the festival, is there some kind of trade-off that he can use right now at this level that he's at?
You said a trade-off?
Meaning, like, we don't have the numbers, we don't have the ticket sales, but look at how
Mass
many
appeals
people.
there. There's like tens of
I
thousands.
played before a crowd of blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Is that a
I
trade-off?
like that. That's a good question.
Well, again, it's about now what do you do with that crowd? Did you collect an email? Do you have an email database?
Oh, okay. So everything is numbers,
Yeah.
like you
You
said.
understand? So you can get
That's a good point.
sponsored by, let's say, a target. Let's say if you collected 100,000 emails. See, it's all about advertising, just like with the radio.
That's good to know that.
That's a good
You know, it's all
point.
about advertising. If you want to be sponsored, that's why Jay-Z and Beyonce and all these people, they get the big sponsorships because those companies know that they can reach 1 million, 2 million, 3 million one shot. So instead of going to NBC or BET or whoever you need to go to get your product across and pay millions of dollars, let me pay Jay-Z 150, 250,000 just so that he can put my banner up at a concert.